Welcome back. It's math time. We're going to start counting. And of course, you and I both have the same number of fingers on our hands, which is 5. So we're going to practice counting up to 50 using our hands. Can you do it with me? Let's go. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Yay! We counted all the way to 50 with our hands. We can do the same way with the number 10 because putting our hands together we have 10. This time I think we can count all the way to 150. Can you do it together? Take out your fingers, get them ready, and here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. Oh, that's it. We're done. I could have kept counting until 1,000. 160 is plenty. I think that's the highest we've counted so far. Wow. Now we're going to take a look here at the work table. Scoot on down so you can see what I've prepared for you. And here we have a writing board. You're welcome to bring your paper and writing utensil, like a pencil, if you want to play with me. So here's a story. This is how I'm going to illustrate the story. Farmer Brown bought 2 cups of coffee. He wants to share half the coffee with Mrs. Brown. How many cups of coffee will each person have if they each receive half? So here's Farmer Brown. Let's get Mrs. Brown over here. Okay, so they say howdy, good morning, and they're ready for their morning coffee. You know how parents like to start off the day that way. So how much will they each receive if they each receive half? Okay, well here's half the set of cups, right? So this could be for Farmer Brown, and this could be for Mrs. Brown. That's half the set of cups. Now let's try it another way. Moving on from the coffee, we're going to advance a little later in the day, and here's another story. It's another Farmer Brown and Mrs. Brown story. This time, Mrs. Brown bought 4 donuts at the fair. She wants to share the donuts with Farmer Brown. How many donuts will each person have if the donuts are shared equally? Okay, so here are the 4 donuts. They're obviously vanilla iced. So think of a way the 4 donuts could be shared equally by Farmer and Mrs. Brown. Well, here's what I would do. I would take the donuts over here that Mrs. Brown is going to eat and take the donuts over here that Farmer Brown is going to eat. Are they the same? Yes, because they each have 2. So 2 is 1/2 of 4. See? Great. Now let me take a look at some markers. What if I wanted to share a marker with you? I have two. You don't have any. How would I share? How would I make sure that each of us has half? Each of us has some marker. Well, I could give one to you, and then I could keep one. So this set of two markers will divide in half. Half for you, half for me. How many do we each receive? One. Great. You could also do that with more markers. For example, what if we had more markers and I wanted to share with you fairly? How many do I have altogether? 4. So how would I be fair? Well, I could keep 2 for me, and I could share 2 with you. Is it half and half? Yes, because you have 2 and I have 2. So you could say that half of 4 is 2. Great. Well, here's another interesting way to look at this. We're doing fractions, by the way. Take a piece of paper and then match the corners, fold in half, and use your fingernail to crease the paper. So now you have 2 halves. This is one whole paper, and here is half and the other half. So 2 halves make a whole paper. Now, I brought cookie cutters from my kitchen, some fun shapes. And I'm going to pick out a cookie cutter. And I'm going to trace, it's going to work like a stencil. This cookie cutter is like a stencil. So I'm going to trace there's 1, and I'll do 1 more. Doesn't really matter where I put my stencil as long as it's on 1 half of the paper, because the other half is for another activity. All right, I did stencils of stars. How many do I have? Well, I have 2. So your task now is to pick a different shape, and I'll tell you what to do with these at the end. Pick a different shape. I have these. I think I'll pick this one. You can pick any object that you have that you can trace around. You're making a stencil this way. This time I will do 4. I'm going to do 4. So I need to place them carefully. I can't do like in the middle. So well, I think I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have enough space. And I'm going to trace around one more time. Making sure that my object stays in the same place so that the shape will look good when I pick it up. Okay, 1, not too bad. 2. You can use a marker, a crayon, a pencil, whatever you have at hand. another one. Almost done. That's 3, and then let's go for one more. This is actually kind of fun. Okay, the last turn around the corner. And now I'm ready to play the game. So on this half of the paper I have 2 objects. On this half of the paper I have 4 objects. What I need to do now is to color half of the stars, whatever color I like, and color half of my flowers, whatever color I like. The point is, I'm going to figure out how many here to color and how many here to color. Should I color all of them? No, because I'm only doing half. How many should I color? Well, if I have 4, that's 2 and 2, so I guess I'll color just 2 because that's half. And over here I have 2, so if I color half of those, it'll be just 1. Got it? You can do this in your house easily, just a paper, pencil, and some little objects to trace. So today has been about practicing skip counting by 5s, by 10s, and then looking at halves, which are part of the topic of fractions. Tomorrow we'll be moving on, or rather Tuesday when we come back from our weekend, we'll be moving on to another fraction, which will be 1/3. We've done it before, but we're just going to extend it with a little bit of extra fun activities. So I will see you a little bit later at 5 o'clock for Micah's Zoom birthday party. I hope that you'll bring your birthday card and beautiful smile for Micah. See you soon.